So I'm just going to start recording now. So welcome to the new moon and equinox. It's actually equinox today, and we were leading in those last couple of days into the equinox and the new moon in Aries. And this new moon in Aries is really coming into the fullness of that of early hours of this morning, which is very, very exciting. And the reason I'm so excited about it, the reason everybody is talking about it, is because this particular new moon and equinox is really an accumulation of everything that you've been working with for yourself, like over the last 3 years. Well, not only just over the last 3 years, but we've been obviously in intense learning over the last 3 years, really aligning more and more with the integrity of our hearts and our soul purpose. But this is a life-changing moon and time that we get to make some really clear choices. And because of the opening energetically and all the planets that are in Aries at the moment, it's a very, very powerful time to set your intentions and to really be very, very clear. This is very important, very, very clear with what it is that you're wanting to move forward with in your next chapter. And it's not only the next chapter of your book. I feel like it's a whole new book. And this is the reality that we have now. There's been a separating from old identities, and there's been a toing and froing, you may have noticed, within your own life, going in and out of the new and the old identities. But what you have been kind of sitting with in those quiet moments, and Kendall, you mentioned over the last couple of days you would have had a lot of thoughts, do you know what I mean, just passing through in that, like what's going on, the main one, but also a lot of that inquiry, when we're feeling like that, it allows us to go deeper into our hearts and deeper into what it is that we're really wanting and setting up really for our new beginnings for the next 20 years. So it's quite big. And these next full moons with the eclipse, so we've got full moon in April, then we've got the solar eclipse on the 20th, which you would have all heard about because most of the world's going to Exmouth to actually witness it. And then we have the full moon happening in on the Buddha's birthday, the Wesak festival. So we're in very much a time, and tonight and this time that we're having between now and May. So we're going to set the intentions tonight. We're going to go a little bit deeper and then have a look at, that's really setting you up to really witness and be present to making very, very clear heart-centered choices over this next period of time for the Wesak, because we are cleaning out. We've got a very forward moving energy coming through with brand new beginnings and things that you may not have even lived before, but they're ideas that you have, and they might have been ideas and dreams that you've had for a long time, since you were born, but they've just kind of been there, and there's a timing that's aligning actually now for everybody, depending on what your timing is in relation to your next chapter, or your next book. So in saying that, and obviously we're at the equinox in autumn. So again, this is where we're shedding, to come into the formulation and the hibernation, going then into winter. So if we want to have a look at this beautiful season, isn't the weather amazing in autumn? Like, I mean, it has been super hot the last couple of days, but the weather's just so beautiful, and just that real sense of a more balanced weather. I'm saying balanced weather, um, with less highs and lows, but that's actually what's happening to ourselves. And yes, the stillness, it is amazing, isn't it? I've noticed that as well myself. And which is where we're at right now today. We've got the balanced, equal light and day. So that balance actually represents the balance between our hearts and our minds. And finding that cohesion with the heart and mind. And Jasmine was with us on the weekend for the Way of the Heart, really working and going a little bit more deeper into that coherence. And we're going to be doing that tonight, really starting to balance that mind and that heart, and so that they both begin to work together in unison. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what that looks like, but also open up the forum for you to ask some questions in relation to your own moving forward and what that is for you, because sometimes it can be really confusing because we get the inspiration, we get that heart inspiration to move, and then the mind will come into play either to block it, or you have the inspiration, you move forward on it straight away and you're blocked. So either you're blocked from your own mind, or you're blocked from the universe, from Divine Mother. And I've certainly noticed that in my own life. And I was talking to the girls on the weekend. Sometimes it's about getting to the bus stop early. You can have an inspiration and move forward on it, but you're at the bus stop, you've still got to wait for everyone, you've got to wait for the bus. You've got to wait for the people to arrive on the bus. So and the reason I'm mentioning that is that it's really important to have that patience, and that daily, momently, actually listening in bringing those dreams into your reality. And you'll find that even with aligning the mind and the heart and finding that balance, in your everyday moment with your making your choices, it'll be really clear on what you're going to move forward with and what you're not. And just even, the last couple of days, you would have been shown, obviously, Kendall, you mentioned, you just had no inspiration to move forward. And that's because it wasn't the right time for the inspiration. We've had a big download of light. We're getting so much light now on the planet. And with that, the shadows within ourselves are moving. Our cells are having to readjust because our DNA is actually, that last, the 7 generations that we have in our DNA, we literally are clearing them. We are the people that have come to clear those generational lines. So it's not little stuff, it's big stuff, because those codes are, imprinted on our hearts, and they're imprinted in every single cell. So that's why it is imperative. It's always imperative, but now, I really feel if people aren't doing this, they're really, really going to struggle finding their way out. It is so important to clear your energy field, because that is the key to the alignment. You must be clearing your fields every day, going, we're lucky at the moment with our weather, going for a swim in the ocean. And if you don't live near the ocean, making sure you have a salt bath, doing your clearing, working with your heart matrix, the H2O, using your incense, using your sprays, and using your meditation to clear and to keep clearing out the field. Because being the microcosm in the macrocosm, what's happening on the external level, as you can see, in the mainstream, everything is falling down. We're having the tower moment, and like we're having the tower moment of all the systems. And in one aspect, that's exciting because the new, it's creating the way for the new space. But before those new systems are in, it's incredibly scary because our idea of our structure of security is now, really being pulled away, and even with what you're seeing in the banks over in the US, and I mean, that's all been predicted. We know that. But now it's actually like the fallout's happening. So that creates obviously a lot of fear in the external world, which you will be picking up on, because our thoughts are we're in the world. So to start living in the world and not of the world, it's really important that you're setting up your everyday for some practice that's going to keep you connected. So whether it's going for a walk in nature, going for a swim, having something at the beginning of your day and something at the end of your day. I do have free meditations for those of you that don't have them. You can download those from my websites. But it's really important to get outside and really connect with nature, because there's a stirring, actually. It's quite exciting. Because this balance of the mind and heart, it's so multi-layered. It's the balance of the yin and the yang. It's the balance of that sacred union within ourselves, and that is actually happening within the earth now. And she's really, as you can see, obviously, with all the earthquakes and what's happening with the floods, and yeah, goodness, with the weather, she's really trying to cleanse herself and really moving through what she needs to clear. And so she is throwing a lot of people that have chosen to pass, and we're talking tens of thousands of people. So because there's also that's the clearing out of those old thought patterns and what's been generationally lived on the planet as well. That's another story. But I wanted to mention that because the unsettling that you're feeling in your own field, and you would not be able to feel it because of the way the energy is coming in so quickly, and particularly with the solar flares coming in, it is having an effect on the earth. So we're having a lot of this divine masculine. That light is the divine masculine energy coming in and flooding, like giving us this electrical charge. So, if we're not clearing out, so that does help us to clear out. It'll either stimulate the nervous system, and that's why so many people are suffering of mental health and anxiety at the moment, or it can propel you into living those higher consciousness and those higher frequencies if you're able to clear the body and allow the body to adjust, do what you need to do to support your body. Very important. So we're having to really look after our health, like extra now than what we did before, and particularly because of the other frequencies that we have. So I just noticed a comment. I'll just check that, Lisa. I think it's wonderful moving. So needed change. Yeah, totally. So Lisa's just said she thinks it's wonderful moving, so needed the change, the difficult, though difficult sometimes as it is. And yeah, it is challenging, the changes, because you either change and you move, or you suffer, really, and that's where we're at the moment. So if you've noticed some dead ends in your life, you might be putting energy into something, or going in a particular direction, or doing what you are still passionate about, but not really, it's not the way for you to go. You're going down an old path, and it's time for you to level it up. You will have been getting those stop signs, and the stop signs are calling you back to deal with what you need to deal with, so you can level up. Has anybody noticed that? I'm just going to ask. Yeah. Yeah. You'll just need to unmute yourself, Kendall.
Sorry, got you. Did you want to hear about it specifically?
Oh, I thought you wanted to share. You can.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I'm happy to. Yeah, no, January, there was a stop sign. I've been trying to shift from my employment as an accountant more into counselling and start being a child therapist. Had a really strong intuition feeling one day, and I just kind of went with it. Yeah, that's where my path has suddenly changed in the last month, or the last couple of weeks. So yeah, that's where that's kind of shifted.
That's wonderful. And I actually see that in your energy. Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't.
And it's a big leap of faith, really.
Yeah.
And I've actually just quit my job recently with no direction. Like, I mean, I'm going to study, but I literally don't have a plan. So that was a big jump.
Oh, well done. Congratulations. So I just want to commend you on your courage there, because it takes a tremendous amount of courage to trust the heart, which is what we're being asked to do, over what the mind's going to tell you is that secure
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I think I've failed probably a few times in the past, but like I just feel like now is the time. It's just I know in every fiber of my body that's what I need to be doing. That's my purpose. I really feel that.
That's
So
so
yeah.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, because it's important with what you've said now, because you know that, and you've trusted that, and you've said to the universe, yes, okay, I'm going to trust, and I'm going to follow that 100%. You will be backed up. You will get everything in your path to support you on moving forward. And then as those things come forward for you, you will know whether, oh yes, I'm to do that or not to do that. And just to keep trusting that, and know that that is the evolution of your new business. I see your practice around you, like I just see it. So you've obviously been thinking about it, and it's obviously there. And just for everybody tonight, I'm wanting to create like an invitation to really expand on what that looks like from a place of your heart, because we're going to be setting these intentions, and doing some energy work in regard to amplifying the intentions that we're bringing in, and amplifying that connection of the soul, and that higher mind with the heart and with the body. So as we're speaking, just have a little thinking that there's things that you're wanting to write down and jot down about your vision, your greater vision. Just do that. So I can see, Sonia, you've got your hand up, but I just had Linda had her hand up first. So I'm just going to go to Linda and then to Sonia.
Excuse me. I had this dream quite back when I was in my relationship, that I only just remembered last night, and it just came to me in a moment. And it was a really horrible dream. It was a nightmare that kept recurring. But it was about burying someone in the backyard of our beautiful property that we're trying to build up at the time. And it was this fear of it coming up. And today I had a craniosacral healing. So over the past few weeks, I've felt quite a bit of tumult, you know, up and down, which I'm sure is what we're all feeling. And I'm feeling that it's energy moving off.
Yeah.
And there was a huge amount of insight into that dream that was of past, which I'd completely forgotten, and yet it was reoccurring. And at the time I'd forgotten it too, which is really weird because it just came up last night in perfect timing for a discussion today. But when I had the craniosacral, there was the lady that's the facilitator was saying that she said my energy was trying to push up as well as out. So she was actually witnessing that on a physical level, but there was a huge amount of letting go. You know, I went into that feelings of the dead body that we'd buried, which actually was a part of me.
Yes, I felt, yeah.
And there was quite a bit of really ancient grief, but it was ancient as well, and it was about gagging people, and yeah, just trying to bury a part of a person's whole being and their ethics and their beliefs and everything around it, which was quite fascinating because also on another level, I've had a lot of, I went to a conference on the weekend and we had, I've forgotten the lady's name, but it's a Rabia. She was a humanitarian lawyer who spoke about her experiences, which brought everybody to tears. But it was just, there's all these different levels in my life that are hitting on humanitarian what would you call it, discriminatory practices, and shining light on it and bringing people forward in it. And that was a personal experience as well for me. So it was just all these synchronous events in a way that I could see in my life, but also personal experience as well on a body level, which was fascinating.
That was recognised with the energy work that you've been doing as well. Yeah, that's actually very exciting. I just wanted to mention something about what you just said in regard to the gagging and things like that, because that's really what's, you know, with the feminine, that sacred feminine essence rising through the heart has been what has needed to take place. Now you see, you're talking about humanitarian and people coming out telling their stories. That's because that throat chakra has, you know, been opened for people to speak about what's happening. So obviously when the throat first speaks and everything's out, then it's the bringing back of that wisdom from the throat and allowing the healing to happen on a deeper level with the inner child. And that's what we're going through as a collective, healing that inner child, coming back to that place of innocence and play and the beauty in the balance. Again, we're talking about the balance of the heart and the mind and with the body. And
all of those aspects that you talk about on the gagging and everything. This lawyer, she's a humanitarian lawyer that took on the British Army over and won. It was all about her being gagged from a child as well, from sexual, you know, what would you call it, abuse, through to years later as a female being gagged in a male-dominated area. And also even my daughter has been, you've probably seen what she's achieved in recent times, but if you know the story behind it, there's been this gagging of her that she's fought. And so I'm just seeing in so many aspects, even at work, I'm seeing it everywhere. This, and people starting to recognize and see it as well. And obviously my daughter and this lawyer, I've been working long term on those issues, but it's that sharing now on a bigger level of women as well. I'm sorry if there's males there, but it's their experience as well.
Absolutely. And with the so that healing is happening on that ground level with the whole of humanity, and the ignition of the divine masculine energy rising now to come in and really hold and protect the sacred feminine from coming back into union in a different way. But again, that's another, I've done a lot of channeling on that actually, and I will be doing I will be doing a specific course on that, the transformation of sexual energy, and but that will come later. But yeah, what you're talking about is just so in alignment. And yes, the synchronicities have opened for this new command in the sovereignty. The command is coming not from a place of commanding this, but it's like it's the presence that's actually commanding. So it's actually in the presence of the heart. It's in the presence of the union between the heart and the mind that actually speaks without speaking. It just holds that, when you meet someone, you just know absolutely not to fuck with them. And not for want of a better word. But it's like with the presence, it's actually a gentle presence, but there's so much power in it. And that's what's really coming back actually through the transformation of the sexual energy. But again, another topic, but thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And Sonia. Oh, can I see?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So it's really interesting that you're saying that you have to be clear in what you want to create. And I'm pretty clear in my personal life and what I want there, but in my professional life, in my career, I thought I was going in a certain direction and applied for a role, and which I didn't get. And, I honestly thought it'd be something aligned with me because it's about caring for people, but I didn't get it. And I'm in a role that I never thought I would be in. And my contract has been extended. So I'm absolute at a loss of where this is going to. But obviously I really just sat with it and said, okay, where's this leading me to? And because I'm not sure, I'm not sure, because you say you have to be clear. All I know is that I want to find my joy.
That's
so I've gotten right. Yeah, I've gotten right back to basics.
Brilliant.
Just the joy in a smiling, just meeting a stranger and helping them, or having just a laugh with a friend. Those simple things. So is that what it's supposed to be about? Really, when you say you've got to be clear in what you want to create, even though I have no idea where it's leading to?
Absolutely. And I love that you've mentioned that, Sonia. Creating joy, that's everything really, isn't it? That's what everybody wants, and to feel that joy and to feel that, balance, and just know that, that's what you want to do. That's going to lead to whatever. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter that you don't have an outcome, because your outcome is, I want to bring joy. I want to be the joy. And that's you, Sonia. It's always been your, that fun and the joy has been one of your biggest values.
Yeah.
So it's like, that is, now you're bringing that into your work. So, because the mind, you've had a shift from the mind into the heart. It came through something being taken away. We were talking about this on the weekend. It's like the Divine Mother will take something away that you think, oh yes, this is the way I'm going to go. This is exactly what I want. And then you don't get it, or something stops you from going in and nothing's happening. And it's because there's something better for you. And you can't actually, you wouldn't have come to that realization of actually the simplicity of joy, which is everything, really. That at the end of the day, that's everything. It's like you wouldn't have come to that if you'd got that job, because you would have been continuing on that mind. I can see you continuing on that mind track and creating and wanting to be, you know, the good girl and wanting to be perfect. And now it's like you don't have to live up to anything at all, because you are everything, because that's what joy is. Joy is connection, true joy. When we truly feel joy and happy in our conversations and what we do, that is connection. That's when we're connected. So you've actually peeled everything back. Wow, well done, Sonia, because I know your journey there. That's just awesome. So what you've done, and that would feel so foreign to you, because you've actually let go of that mind driving things. Well, you had to, because it was taken away. And then it's like, well, what do I do now? Okay, I'll just, you know, just go and have a good time. I mean, what else is there? So that's very, and that is everything. From that place, life unfolds the way it unfolds, but it is about the interactions actually that we're having every day and how we're responding to that, where, you know, so you're strengthening that connection to the heart, to the mind, to the body, to that navel. So that's your focus, and that's actually to be everybody's focus in that, because in that connection, then it's just the expression of what that brings. So when we're moving further into the mystery, we're moving more into the new world, and here we are on the new moon. It's like the full card. You're taking that step. It's a brand new beginning. You have no idea. The more aligned and connected you can be in that place of joy, those synchronistic events will line up whichever way they're meant to, whether you think of that or not. It's kind of contradictory to what I said in regard to what we're manifesting, but that's important as well, because if you do have a clear idea of what brings you joy, like really, truly brings you joy, that is what you write down on your paper now. And you've got to be really, really honest with yourself, because everything is set for us right now to align with what makes us happy and how we feel free. So what you're doing in your life, what's bringing you freedom, that's everything. So if you imagined, because really, again, it doesn't matter what you do, it's who you are that you bring to the table that really makes the difference. And that's really the learning. That was actually the teachings of Jesus Christ, that, you know, when he talks about being in the world but not of the world, to be able to do that in the system is a real skill, and it's a real art, and it's really needed, because that gives that point of difference. And you don't have to say anything, because again, it's about the presence that you're bringing in that. And it's in that presence they'll say, gee, there's something just really a bit different about that girl. Can't quite put my finger on it, but you know, it'll, you know, have them question, and you'll just be being yourself, but they're questioning because they're feeling or sensing the difference in the energy fields and the consciousness. But out in the world, for those people who are working out there in the world, it is incredibly important that you do keep yourself cleansed and medicated. Remember to medicate. It is important to keep your meditation practice up, and in particular, you're clearing your field. That is imperative right now, while we're knocking off those genetic codes from the generations before, because literally that's what we're getting the opportunity to do now. And those of us that are in tune and know, this is the time. This is the time that you say yes to freedom within yourself and no to the genetic codes. And what does that look like in an everyday level? It's again choosing to stay in the frequency of the higher consciousness when you're in the world and when you're interacting with those people that are not of that higher frequency. So I love it. That's so cool. I can't see you, Shelley. I want to see your smiling face. I can't. Oh, there you are. You're in the dark there. She's in the womb space. She loves it. So yeah, it is very, very exciting, and I can't really express it enough. That is what's happening. It's like we have the ability to literally clear that karmic lineage, but we can, and right now, but we can, and we've been working on it, but we're getting like extra help. So there's extra light in there, but it's not going to be able to happen unless you're keeping that connection. It's going to be, I shouldn't really say it's not going to happen, or it'll just take a longer period of time and more suffering, and it's just hard. And who wants it to be hard? You know, it's like we've had that. We've had the incredible suffering, the trauma, the abuse. We've had all of that. And now we have a choice to stop those patterns within ourselves, within our own mindset, with allowing ourselves to integrate this cohesion between the mind and the heart. And we are being asked to trust in the intuition of the heart, even though you cannot see what's there in the future. You don't need to know what's there in the future. What you do need to know is what makes me happy now. What makes me happy? Like, if I could do anything, what would that be? What would that look like now? And we've just got to keep choosing those things. So every day we have, you know, so many choices that we get to make. Keep choosing in your moment to moment. What am I going to choose now that's going to make me happy? Now, for those of you with jobs that might want to choose to go home, just thought I'd mention that. Yeah, I'm really feeling, I'm feeling in alignment with my soul. I'm feeling in alignment with my heart. And I know that I need to go and rest my body to allow the integrations of the frequency. And that's your truth. And because that's the reality, right? For people out there in that workforce day to day. So when you're feeling like that and you have a responsibility or a commitment, and obviously those of you with commitments with children, you know, you might not really feel like looking after the kids that day. You might feel like just, you know, heading on out and going to the beach with the dogs. So, but you've got those responsibilities and those commitments. It's like, what can you do that's going to support your soul and your heart, as well as, you know, honor the responsibility and the commitment that you've made. So it may look like when you come home from work or when the kids go to bed, you have the bath or you go for the walk, you watch the sunset, you know, setting yourself up, you do your meditation practice, setting yourself up that's going to support you and actually recharge you. Because when you're unable to honor your heart and your soul for other commitment reasons or responsibilities that you have, those ones that you do have that you can't get out of, it's imperative that you are still honoring the soul and talking to that inner child, because the soul's like the inner child's a part of the soul. It's, you know, he and she is, that's the inner child. It's the higher part of you that knows. So that inner child needs rest or play or to unplug, whatever it needs. But you must give your inner child the attention, the compassion, and the love and the nurturing it needs while you attend to your responsibilities. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask about that? Shelley, yep. Oh, hang on. I can't hear for some reason. I think because you've got it on speaker, Shelley.
Right.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Yep.
Oh.
I can hear now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when sometimes, like, I've started doing this course and it's hard work and it takes sort of a lot of commitment. It's not always sort of fun and bring me joy, but it feels like something I really need to do, and want to do, and is leading me where my heart wants to. But sometimes the getting there isn't all that always
Fun.
glamorous and fun and
Yeah, I get
exciting.
that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Wondering,
So what's
yeah.
your question?
Well, yeah. I mean, you were talking about doing the joy every day, but then, yeah, how do you balance that with, yeah, putting in the hard work that,
Yep,
to get where you want to go, sort of thing that isn't always, yeah.
yes, it's not always easy, and I understand that, because there's jobs that we have to do. You know, no matter what, we're adults and we have responsibilities, and we have things that we have to do, that are going to get us to that, you know, that end result. And it really is about aligning actually to your why you chose to do the course. So when you remember why you did it, then it's like when you're doing that work and it's a struggle, it's like, oh, this is actually part of what's helping me with my new business or my new practice or whatever, you know, whatever that is for you. It's like, yep, this is challenging right now, but it's helping me with this. It's like, and the reminding of, you know, when you sign up for a course in engineering because you really want to be an engineer, and then you go to your first day of uni, you're like, oh my goodness, this is so much work. Like everything is work, isn't it? It's like everything's work and you've got to do that. But by the end of the university course, it's actually, you know what you didn't know at the beginning. But it's when you're coming into that practice, you can really use this actually as a soul development for yourself, Shelley. So when you're going into that, it's like the day that you don't want to do the work, it's a challenge, or you're finding it difficult and just not really resonating with it. I mean, I can relate to that through my social media stuff, right? And learning tech. It's not my thing, but it's something, you know, I have to do. So it's like when you find your own frustration and your own mind saying this is hard, it's talking to that part of you. So the part of you that's finding it a challenge and doesn't want to do it. So the rebellious child, say the child's going, oh, this is just whatever, and just wants to give up. Because what you're doing actually is strengthening the divine masculine aspect within yourself, Shelley. And to actually bring that in, because that's that doing, the one that actually puts things, the creation, into place. Are you relating to that?
Yeah, no, that's making a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah,
So
I feel like my masculine's really stepping up.
yes. Yep. And you've got such a strong feminine, Shelley. So, you're all woman. Like, to me, ever since I met Shelley, and I do say it, it's like she just floats. Like she doesn't even like put the foot on it. She just floats through life. She's just got this grace about her energy, and it's because of the development of your sacred feminine essence. It's just so pure and expansive and so beautiful. So now, you're bringing in these masculine aspects, those divine masculine aspects, that's actually going to be supporting the expansiveness of your feminine, because you have so much to share, and so much wisdom, and that without that masculine aspect of the self, you're not going to be able to put into place your more, your next level of purpose. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very much.
So that's going to help you with when it's hard. You can go, okay, this is the masculine aspect of myself. I'm finding it a bit challenging at the moment. Might be the opposite for you, Warren, with the feminine. You find obviously the masculine aspect of yourself so easy, but that feminine, it's like, because it's the opposite energy that obviously we've come in with, but it's to come into sacred union, we have to strengthen those aspects of the self. So the way you go into the challenges with that at the moment, it's like, okay, this is my sacred masculine. He's needing a bit of support now. So that feminine, and the feminine saying, well, don't forget about me, like I'm the one who's got it going on here. I'm creation. But, the masculine's the creator. So hello, we can't live without each other. So that actually has to be honored. And that's, now, even with you coming into your new moon aspects, and the equinox, you can bring that really into your present awareness. It's like, wow, my masculine's really stepping up. It's feeling a bit foreign for me at the moment. I'm not really liking it all, but I'm going to allow him to step in, so that he can learn and support me and give me that solid foundation, so the feminine aspect of me can flow again. So, and that's sacred union. Beautiful. Great question. Very good question. That's so cool. Anyone else with any questions? No? So I'm hoping you found like all of those, those responses very easy, because all of you would have those aspects of yourself that you go through with this sacred union. So what I'm wanting to highlight now with this balance, before we go into the meditation, we'll be doing the heart-mind coherence, and obviously I'm going to be channeling all of that. So, we'll just leave that to the channel. But yeah, lots of energy coming through. I'm feeling a tremendous amount of joy. What I would like for you to do is for yourselves with this clarity, like with what we've spoken about, you know, if you drop into your heart, and actually we'll do this just through a breath meditation now, and drop into the heart, and then I'm going to ask your heart some questions, and then you can write down what the heart is speaking, and then we'll take it from there. So at this moment in time, just actually allow your spines to be straight. And we're going to take a deep breath and really like scrunch all your muscles up, like, scrunch your face. You're going to take a breath. And then when you've fully breathed in, you're going to take another breath. And then we're going to like shake it out. Like let all the tension go, shake it out. We're going to breathe in again, and breathing in a full breath as much as you can. And I want you to tighten every single muscle that you've got in your body, and like screw up your face and just hold the breath, and then take another short breath in till you can't get any more breath in. And then when you breathe out, you're going to let it all go, shake it out, yeah, like, woo, shake it out, shake it off, shake it out, woo. Breathe in again, and to the fullness of the breath, all you can, scrunching up all the muscles, and then taking another breath in until you can't get any more breath in, and then completely letting go. Like, oh, I want you to really let go with this third breath. Like, oh, give it a sound. Oh, shake it out, shake it off. Beautiful. And then taking a breath into the navel. And as you breathe into the navel, fully feel the navel. And then when you breathe out, I want you to focus the breath, actually breathing out, actually as slow as you can. Slow as you can. I'm going to breathe in for 6 counts. I'm going to hold the breath for 6 counts. And we're going to breathe out for 6 counts. And then hold the breath for 6 counts. If you find the 6 counts a little bit too much, you can do 4, 4, 4, 4. If you find that you'd like to do a bigger breath, you can do 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 15. So I'll count in the first cycle. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax the breath. Just relax with the breath. Just find your natural rhythm. And just notice if you're breathing in fully. Making sure that you're breathing past the solar plexus, expanding the diaphragm. And breathing out and letting go. And placing now one hand on your heart. And just for a moment, feeling the gentleness of the hand on the heart. And the warmth or the coolness of the hand on the heart. And taking a moment to acknowledge the heart. Say hello. And just really asking your heart how your heart is feeling right now. And just think about something that makes you happy. And then think about something that you feel grateful for. And then placing one hand on the third eye on the forehead chakra. Keeping the hand on the heart. And while you're still feeling the connection of the hand on the heart, notice now the hand on the forehead. With your eyes closed, your gaze is inward and upward towards the third eye. You're feeling the light of the mind. Now bringing your awareness back to your heart and the hand on your heart, and feeling the joy and the gratitude. And keep breathing. Sensing the hand on the forehead as well as the hand on the heart. Dropping the hand down off the forehead, keeping the hand on the heart. And just feeling that love and gratitude for whatever it is you're grateful for today. And then asking your heart, sensing into what is your heart calling in for you today. And if you get any messages that you'd like to write down, what are you claiming for yourself today? And there might have been something that's come up through our sharing this evening. What are you allowing? What dream are you allowing to come true? Think about those areas in your life, your relationships with your loved ones, your careers, your health. What's your dream coming true around your health? And what are you getting a clear yes on? Moving forward, what are you getting a really clear sense of yes? Yes, this is for me. Yes, this is my direction. Yes, this is what I dream to be. If you could have anything in the world, what would that feeling be? What do you feel your mission is, your purpose? What do your new beginnings at a soul level look like? What do they feel like? And really acknowledge how you've evolved and changed over the last 3 years with your soul work, with all the work that you've done. What messages does your heart have for you? Your truth. Just letting your truth be, just hearing your truth. And can you let go of anything that's not serving you anymore? If you were to really claim your heart today, to really align with your heart's desires, how does your day-to-day journey look? What has your name on it? What are you saying yes to in your next chapter of your book? Or what are you saying yes to in your new book? What's the new book you're starting? How does your life look in that new book? What new part of you are you actually going to allow to develop and allow to get to know? And with that connection in your heart and with that intention, we're going to go a little deeper into meditation and sound, knowing that your heart and your soul is being heard. And what you've been doing is taking notice of what your heart and soul are truly, honestly wanting for you in that perfect timing. Remembering there is a timing. And you can trust in that. You can trust in that timing. You can trust in your intuition. You can trust in your heart's longings. And you can trust in the development of the soul and the sacred union that's happening, even if you don't know on a mental level. Intuitively you know. Intuitively you know what's for you. And that's the way we're moving forward now. We're trusting our hearts, we're trusting our intuition. And with the new ways and new challenges and new parts of us that are wanting to come in now, we're trusting that that can be challenging as we're saying yes to our soul development, as we're saying yes to our sacred union within ourselves. It's meeting each part of the self that's uncomfortable, each part of the self that's challenged, and attending to the inner child. Allowing the inner child to have their voice. And as the parent of your child, your inner child, giving your inner child what he or she needs. So closing your eyes again, if you wish to keep writing, you can. If you're in the flow, but if not, just allowing yourself to really go into feeling of that inner joy a little bit more. And imagine you can go in a little bit deeper into your heart tonight. Actually allowing yourself to really meet your heart. To meet your heart in union. Imagine there's a doorway on the heart. And you open the door and you step inside. Your healing chamber, your sacred space. The place where you hold all your secrets, the place where you hold the codes, the genetic codes, for the intelligence of the whole of creation. And as you walk deeper into the heart's light, you begin to feel more and more relaxed as you're coming home and allowing your heart to rest, allowing your mind to rest, allowing your whole body to rest. In this moment, there's nothing to do, there's nowhere to go, but just to relax and be. light inside of your heart. Allow yourself to merge with the golden light within your heart. Your whole body is immersed in the golden light. There's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do but just expand and let every single cell of your body be infused with the golden light of creation. Through the light of the very Creator, the one Creator of all that is. There's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do but sit in the light of your heart. And allow all that is for you to be. Everything that has your name on it, allow it to be. Imagine opening your wings and receiving the gifts from your soul and allowing your natural gifting from all parts of you to be returned to you now through the heart. Imagine opening up to your full self. Feel that gratitude of meeting the very light of who you are in every cell of your being, supporting every part of you. All of those parts you've integrated and all of those parts that are now coming in to be received in their own divine timing. Om Nam Innahum kiyahum Him namaki nahum Yanaki hum Anakiyahum Ah Om Ah Om Yenahum Kia Kiana Kia Om Kiana Om Aum Buana Kina Om Kina Om Anaki Pulyanaki Om Kana Om Kia Palya Om Kianaki Polya Panahum Kiahum Palyanaki Polyanahum Kalyanahum Palyanahum Palyanahaki Palyanahum Kiyahum Palyanahaki Palyanahum Kiyahum Palyakiya Om Kiana Kia Om Karapana Om Kinahaki Om Kianaki Om Kianaki Om Ki allowing your dreams to be, allowing them to arrive in divine, unconditional love and alignment, with grace and with ease, fully supported in all that you need. What is for you is. We open the gateways of a fresh start, of a new beginning from this moment forward. A fresh start, inviting in more joy, more of a lightness of living, more peace, stronger connection, clearer energy fields, alignment of our hearts with the one heart, the one heart of all creation. And imagine that one heart of all creation connecting to the one heart of the earth. Connecting to the great central sun that holds the blueprints of your soul. Allow that alignment to take place. In the spirit of unconditional love and divine alignment, divine will. Kalyanaki, Bulyanaki, Yao, Yao, Just feeling that incredible love and gratitude for our beautiful earth. And just send all of that love and gratitude to her for everything she does for us. Holding us in grace every day, feeding us, nourishing us. Sending all that love and gratitude out to the rivers, the seas, the oceans, the trees, the mountains, the breeze. To all the animals, the birds, the mammals, the fish, the whales, the dolphins, to all the elementals, to all the plants, to every single living being and atom upon the earth. Now sending out all that love and gratitude to all the hearts across the earth, every single human being. And as we connect to that light within the center of our heart, we connect to all hearts, all hearts within our universe, all suns within our universe. Love of the Creator, the love of creation. And our prayer this evening for all beings to be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. Om Shanti Shanti Om. And just very slowly coming back, connecting your breath to the body. Breathing in a little deeper, a little fuller. Activating the smile on your face. Wriggling your fingers and toes and stretching your body, whichever way you need to stretch your body. Allowing all that beautiful energy to integrate into your body. And know that your soul blueprint, you've just opened the doorway to allow more of that to be lived in your everyday life. So as you go about your days, remember to choose. Make your choices. Choose your soul. Choose your sacred self. It's more imperative than any time before. Choose to look after that self. Choose joy. Choose love. It is literally that simple. And those parts of you you're learning about, you're integrating the parts of you that you're healing. Be kind to those parts. Be compassionate to those parts. Be loving to those parts. Love them like there is just no tomorrow, because you deserve it. You are it. And you're more than worth it. This is your time. This is your time to shine in peace and love and joy. And allow whatever to unfold for you. Just be present with it. Got a lot of fire. Things are going to be moving very quickly for all of us. There's a lot of fire energy in, so just be aware of your reactions. So before I leave you this evening, I wanted to share with that in mind. I've actually set up I've got an eclipse, 3 sessions of full moon, next full moon, and we've got the new moon and then the full moon on the Wesak Festival. So I will be doing an online package. You can just come to the one class if you want to, but I've got a package I'll put up on, I won't put it up on Facebook tomorrow just because I'm going to have the day off, but I'll put it up for you. I'll let you know because there's a discount for the 3 packages. I just feel it's really important to actually, you're going to be knocking a lot of things off now with this quick movement forward, and just having that support's really, really important. So with that in mind, I'm also starting a heart matrix healing circle. So I'm just working with, that's part of my new beginnings. Yes, I have employed a tribe to help me bring this all to life. So behind the scenes, as far as all of the tech and all of those systems go, that's being set up as we speak. So we're going to have our own collective, our own healing circle. It'll be off socials and in our own platform. And I'm so, it makes my heart so happy to be able to offer that. And I know, Sonia, we've spoken about that before. So that's all coming to fruition now. And just for your knowing as well, in November this year, I'm going to be running a retreat in Thailand for 7 days. It's Sacred Union Retreat. And that's actually running, that's been channeled through from Kuan Yin. She was the one that that gave me the go ahead to that, and I'm looking at her now. So I'm really looking forward to taking a group over to Thailand, and I'll do something mid-year as well, either Queensland or up north somewhere. So I just thought I would let you know that. But God bless you all. I'm going to turn the recording off, and if anybody would like to ask any questions or share afterwards, please feel free to ask. But I just wanted to say thank you all so much for sharing your souls and your hearts and your bodies and minds with me tonight. It's so special, I feel like, because you're my family, you know. So yes, you stuck with me. You really are my family, and you know, it just brings me so much joy connecting with you all and sharing with you all. So thank you all so much for also the blessings that came forward, also for the planet and for humanity this time in our way forward. And I'm looking forward to sharing more with you. So thank you so much.